Hi, Mike Delisio from Solo Mode Games. One of my favorite mechanics in a game is worker placement, and one of my favorite worker placement games is Viticulture from Stonemaier Games. One of the reasons that I like this game so much, particularly as a solo game, is with the very intuitive and elegant Automa system, which was developed for the solitaire experience. And today I'm going to show you how that game works with the Automa system. It's very, very simple to administer. I think you'll see that as we play through the game. So let's head on over to the table and take a look. Okay, here we have the solo setup for the Essential Edition of Viticulture. The difference between the Essential Edition and First or Second Edition is something that you could certainly find online, but the basic gist is that the Essential Edition of Viticulture adds in a couple of things that used to be part of the Tuscany expansion, but for the most part, this is the base version of Viticulture. The Tuscany expansion would add an extended board and quite a few extra mechanics, but we're going to keep this simple with the base version of Viticulture with the Essential Edition. One other thing I do want to mention is that I'm going to be using these lovely metal coins because I love the metal coins and they're awesome. And you can find these on the Stonemaier Games website, I believe. Usually they have them there, and I believe MeepleSource, other places might carry them, but they're not necessary to play the game, but they are fantastic. But I didn't want you to get an impression that if you get the box that you're going to have these metal coins. That's something that's an extra. Absolutely unnecessary, but lovely. Okay, so the difference between setting up a solo game and a multiplayer game is very, very simple. There's very little change to it. The one thing you're going to do is you're going to take these glass beads that are usually used to denote grapes and wines on your player board, but you're going to place one of those on each of the wake-up spots, as they're called. There are 7 wake-up spots, and they're going to give you a bonus action for each one of them that you claim, and I'll explain those as we go. This is a very entry-level, just above maybe entry-level worker placement game, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the rules before we start playing. I'm just going to go ahead and start playing and explain as we go, because it's a very intuitive game, thematically connected to the actions, which I think is wonderful and makes it easier to remember. So the only difference there is you've got those, which you wouldn't have in a multiplayer game. You've got what I'm using as the Automa player is going to be in white. I'm playing purple, so I've got my cork here on the start tracker of the points. I've got the Automa tracker on 20, and so in 7 rounds, my goal, my way of winning this game is to have more points than the Automa player, and I have not beaten it yet, but one of these days, although probably not today since I'll be paying more attention on the mechanics than on doing well. There's my early excuse for how horrible I'm going to do. So that's the difference, is that you've got that marker there and you've got these worker here, and then you have this wonderful Automa deck that, and the pronunciation, I always want to say Automa. I don't know if there's a definitive answer. I believe Automa is what I've been hearing, so I'll go with that for now. This is really going to be the engine that drives the AI. It's super simple, and I'll explain it to you as they go, but basically it's going to put workers on the board to basically block you from taking actions that you may want to take, and it sure seems like this deck has ESP and knows exactly where I want to go before I try to go there. Okay, so to start the game, I have randomly drawn a mama card and a papa card, and this is going to give you your starting resources, okay? So I've randomly drawn them. My mama card first is Emily. Hopefully we can see that. There we go. There's Emily. It's going to give me my 2 regular workers. It's going to give me a summer card, I believe. Or I'll have to look at those. 1 green card and 2 yellow cards. I know it's horrible. I should have the names of them figured out, but I will in a moment. So I'll take those 2 workers that she gives me and put them in my available workers pool. I'll take my green card, which is, this is a vine card. I should have known. The green is the vine card. And so this is a Sauvignon Blanc. I'm just going to butcher the pronunciations left and right. A Sauvignon Blanc. This card tells me that I need to have a irrigation built, and it's going to give me 3 white grapes if I can put it in my vineyard. All right. All right. Then I get the 2 yellow cards, which I believe these are the summer cards. Yes, these are summer visitors. The first one is Wedding Party. Well, this is one I'm going to actually, this is good to show you. It says at the beginning that you could take out any cards that affect other players in the single player game. So this is one that affects other players, so I'm going to go ahead and just take that out. I'll put it in the discard. The Cultivator. To play, when you play this card, what it does is you plant 1 vine. You may plant it on a field even if the total value of that field exceeds the max vine value, and I'll explain that. Basically, I have 3 vineyards here with the max vine value here being 5, here being 6, and here being 7. This card allows you to kind of break that rule. All right, and I get 1 more since the other one, let's make sure this, yes, the Homesteader. See if we can get that in view. The Homesteader allows you to build 1 structure at a, looks like 3 lira discount, or plant up to 2 vines. You may lose 1 victory point to do both. Okay, so those are my 2 summer visitors that I could potentially play if I want to go to this space right here, which allows you to play your summer visitors. The one thing I want to double check is during setup, do I get to place that card out right away? I don't think I do, but I want to make sure. Let's see here. Yeah, okay, so I have this ready to go, but it doesn't give it to me. Now here's my Papa card. My Papa is Josh. All right. Now Josh is going to give me my Grande worker, which I'll explain. 3 lira. And I can either get a medium seller or an extra 4 lira. So I can either start with 7 lira or 3 lira and a medium seller. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take my Grande worker, put him here so I got him ready to go. And I am going to take this medium seller and put it right here. That's costs $4. So basically you're just saving your, you would either get that $4 or get that seller. What this seller allows you to do is to have higher value wines. With just the small seller, you can only have up to a value 3 red wine or a value 3 white wine. And with the medium seller, I can now go up into levels 4, 5, and 6, and it will allow me also to begin to produce blush wines if I so choose. Once you get those starting resources from the Mama and Papa cards, those go away. You don't need them anymore. All right? And the game can begin with that. Okay, so what you do, it's a standard worker placement game. The first thing that you're going to do is choose a wake up time with your wonderful rooster meeple, all right, because you're choosing a time to wake up. And the way it works is that each of these spaces have a special ability, basically, that you can do. On the first one, there is nothing. The second one, you draw a vine card. The third place, you draw a order card, that's how you get points, because you're going to have people that want you to produce particular wines, and that's going to give you some goals to shoot for. The fourth spot will give you a lira. Now, speaking of lira, I need to check what Josh gave me 3. Okay, so let me go ahead and take my 3 coins before I forget that. The fifth one will allow you to draw either a summer or winter visitor card. The 6th spot will give you a victory point, and the 7th spot will give you a temporary worker for just that year. So you get to use it that one time. In the solo game, this is also your timer, basically. You've got 7 rounds. And so if you can't get above 20 points after 7 rounds, you have lost. And I think you may see that in action. All right. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is take my beginning action, the spring, and you have a nice little kind of cheat sheet right on the board. Spring, you choose your wake up positions. Summer is going to be your first worker placement phase. Then fall, you're going to draw a visitor card. Winter will be your second worker placement phase. And then you've got a year end, which is kind of a cleanup. Okay, so what of these bonuses do I want? Because you really only get to do them once. Once you've done it, there's nothing more you can do. I'm really considering just taking the first one because I don't know that I need, although it would be nice to draw another vine card perhaps. That would potentially be nice. All right, I'll go ahead and do that. So I'll place my rooster on the number 2 spot. I'll take that token, which I'll show you how that can be used in a moment. And now we're going to summer. Now, anytime you're doing a worker placement phase, so during the summer and the winter movements, or summer and winter phases, I should say, that's when the Ultima deck comes into play. So let's find out how the Ultima is going to make my life miserable. You look at this card, and it has a number of spots on it, or lines, I guess you would say. The summer phases are based, and the summer and winter phases are based on color, okay? And so, just double checking myself, the yellow and green correspond to summer, and red and blue correspond to winter. Sorry, I'm losing my card there. So basically, I'm going to be looking for this phase at the yellow and green. So I have to place a worker on the draw a vine card and on the play a summer visitor card. So I go ahead and I do that. I place a worker on the draw 1 vine space right there, and on the play of summer visitor card. So that means that for me to go to those spots, because this is set up as a 2-player game, in a 2-player game, on all of these worker placement spots, you can only use the leftmost space, except for here, where you can gain a lira. Since it's dotted line, that means that as many workers as you want can go there. So the only way for me to go here or here, if I really wanted to, was to use my grande worker. Okay, you have 1 grande worker. That allows you to go to a space that has already been taken. But that's a dangerous move, because during the winter phase, there's also going to potentially be workers that come out from the Ultima. And if there's something I really want to do here, and I've already used my grande worker in the summer, that means that I cannot place there. And that's something you have to keep in mind. Okay, so I have to be thinking about my first placement. All right, well, the interesting thing is I would have loved to have used my homesteader, which allows me to build a structure at a 3 lira discount or plant up to 2 cards. But I do think boy, to be able to play this Sauvignon Blanc, I need to get my irrigation, which costs me 3. But boy, it would be nice to get that homesteader, to get that for free, because the irrigation costs 3. And boy, do I go ahead and use my grande worker right away? All right, I think I'm going to do that. I'll go ahead and use my grande worker, which may be very, very unintelligent. I play my homesteader, build a structure at a 3 lira discount, or plant up to 2 vine cards, and I can give up, which I can't because I don't have a VP to do it, so I can't do both. So I'm playing my homesteader. I'm going to build my irrigation for 0 because it costs 3, but I got that discount. And now when I want to plant that vine, I'll be able to do so because I've fulfilled that prerequisite. So I've got 2 more workers, but here's the thing. Those 3 workers have to last me both seasons. So I have to decide, am I going to play another card here? Or am I going to play another worker here? Or am I going to save them for both for there? I do believe that I want to get some grapes on my vine here. So I'm going to plant. Now, the one thing I could have done, let me explain this bonus action token that I've got here. If you look on the second spot of every place here, there's a bonus. And normally in the two-player game, you wouldn't have access to those. But with the solo, you can use these to take the bonus action anywhere you are. And you don't have to use them all at one time. You can kind of save them up. So if I wanted to use this bonus action now, I could play my second cultivator, all right? Which would actually, if I did that, I wouldn't have to play here because I can plant this right away. You know what? Let's do that. Why not? We're gonna just start showing stuff right away. So I placed my Grande worker there. I'm gonna use my bonus action and I'm gonna play another card because that allows me to do so there. So I'll play my cultivator. Plant one vine. You may plant it on a field even if the total value of that field exceeds the max vine value. So I'll go ahead and I'll place this on the, let's put it here on my middle vine, okay? So this, now I have a 3 value white wine grape, all right? Okay, so I've used that bonus action. I've played both of my cards. I've planted a vine. Now, do I want to save these workers for the winter phase or not? I'm considering building a yoke. A yoke is a structure. So if I go here, I can build one structure. A yoke allows me to uproot a vine or harvest a field. It gives me a worker placement spot on my own board. And that means that's the only way that you can harvest a vineyard other than during the winter phase. But I think I might, well, let's do it. Do I want to do that? Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to go ahead and build a structure. I'm going to build a yoke, which costs me 2 lira. So I will do that. I will take my yoke and I will place it right there just to denote that I've got it. And so now I could potentially harvest this field right now and get a value 3 white wine grape. All right. I'm going to pass. Okay. I just move that over to denote that I'm passing. And so now we go to the fall, and the fall is draw a visitor card. I think I'll go ahead and draw a winter visitor card, which is a guest speaker. All players may pay 1 lira to train 1 worker. Gain 1 victory point for each opponent who does this. Well, this is one I think should be taken out because it affects other players. Teacher. Make up to 2 wines or pay 2 lira to train 1 worker. Okay, so I'm going to keep that. That works fine in the single player game. And so now we're going to go to winter, the second worker placement phase, and we're going to look here. We only have 1 spot because it's the blue and the red that is in winter. And so I'm going to be blocking the pay 4 lira to train a worker. Okay, so I go ahead and place one of his workers right there to denote that that's taken. So now I've got my last worker. And let's see, what do I want to do? I can harvest a field. I can draw a vine order card. This side, I should mention that. That's something I should have mentioned earlier. This side are the summer spots. This side are the winter spots. And you can't play them out of season, okay? So I'm looking at this side of the board now. So the spots here, and I'll go back in winter. I should have explained all the spots, but it is very simple. Here you can draw an order card, which is how you make points. Here you can play a winter visitor card. Here you can harvest a field, which is going to be basically taking the grapes and putting them in your crush pad, as it's called. Here you can make up to 2 wine tokens, which is going to be converting your grapes on the crush pad into wine. Here you can pay 4 lira to train an extra worker, which starting the next round, you get that for the rest of the game. So it's not a temporary thing. Here you gain 1 lira, and here you can fill one of these orders to gain victory points. Okay, so if I had 1 more lira, I would use my teacher to train another additional worker because boy, that would be nice. So I think I'm going to use that the next turn though. I'm pretty sure I'm going to use that the next turn. So let's go ahead and we'll harvest a field, and that is going to allow me to take one of these markers and I'm going to get a level 3 white wine. Okay, level 3 white grape, not a white wine. I get a level 3 white grape. Okay, so that is the end of worker placement. At year end, you age grape and wine tokens. Now, because I've got a medium cellar, I can get my white grape to now age to the next level up, which is a 4. So now, oops, I'm bumping my board. I've got a level 4 white grape. Okay. If I had wine, that would also age. Retrieve workers, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right, I've got my workers, and then the Ultima is going to get their workers back. If I knock them over. Collect residual payments. I don't have any residual payments yet. I'll explain that if I do. Discard down to 7 cards, which is not going to apply. I only have 1. And if we were playing a multiplayer game, you would rotate the first player counter. All right. Round 2, here we go. So it's going to go a little bit quicker now because I think I've explained most of the basics. I think I want to go ahead and get that lira so that I can pay for the teacher. I'll go ahead and take that bonus and I will take the lira. All right. And so now we go to worker placement. The Ultima's placing 3 workers, unfortunately, this turn. They're going to cover up the build 1 structure, sell at least 1 grape, and play a summer visitor card. So I've got to block all of those. So we get rid of the build a structure, or we not get rid, but we block it, sell at least a grape, and play a summer visitor card. So just let me briefly go over these to show you. This spot, you can give a tour to gain 2 lira. Here is where you build a structure. I believe I actually used a card to do that. Here's where you can draw a vine card, one of these. Here's where you can play your summer visitor. Here you can sell at least 1 grape and or buy or sell 1 field. You can sell these fields for 5, 6, or 7 lira respectively. Here's where you can plant the vine cards. Okay, so where do I want to go? Let's see here. I believe I want a vine card. So I'm going to draw that. This is going to give me, this is another another white wine, a Chardonnay, which is honestly a little bit limiting. And I also have to have a trellis to be able to use that. So, let's see. I think I will also, boy, I'm thinking I might just hold off here and save things for the winter. Yeah, I'm going to do that. All right. So I'm going to draw a visitor card. This time I think what I'll do is I'll get a summer card. This is a sharecropper. It says plant 1 vine even without the required structures. Oh, that's good, because I can use that for my Chardonnay. Or uproot and discard 1 vine to gain 2 victory points. So that's actually really good, because that means that I don't have to build a trellis for that Chardonnay vine if I play that. All right, so now we're into the winter and we do our next Ultima card here, and we're getting 3 more, unfortunately, because I just not had a great luck on those. However, when you see this T here, that doesn't apply. So it's actually going to be, that's only when you're playing with the Tuscany board or Tuscany module. So actually I'm only going to be using these 2, which is the play a winter visitor card and to fill an order. Okay, so let me block those. Play a vine card or a winter visitor card and fill an order. All right, well, I'm actually glad I kept my Ultima, or excuse me, my Grande worker, because I definitely want to play my winter visitor card. So I'm going to go ahead and place my Grande worker there. I'm going to play my teacher, which I will pay 2 lira right here, my last 2. And then I will put a worker here just to remind me that I'll be able to take him at the end of this round. All right. And now I think what I want to do is draw an order card and see what I can get here. All right, so this is a very difficult card. This is asking for a level 3 white wine and a level 7 sparkling wine, which is really, really tricky to do. It would give me 6 victory points and 2 residual lira at the end of every round. All right, I was kind of hoping for something a little bit easier, but let's see what we can do. All right, that is that. Age grape and wine token, so I age that up to a 5. Retrieve workers. Now I get my new worker here. I didn't use my bonus action in that turn. And the Aldema workers will go back. Okay, no residual payments. I don't need to discard. And now we are going into round 3. I have made a grand total of 0 points. All right, I'm going to go here so I can draw another vine or a wine order card, and hopefully this will be one that's a little bit easier for me. Okay, this needs a level 6 white wine. That's a little bit better. It gave me 3 points and 1 residual payment. All right, I've already almost got a level 6. I will by the next round. Okay, now we are going to summer worker placement. The Aldema is going to cover up the draw a vine card. They're going to block play a summer visitor card. The other one is a Tuscany spot. Okay, so I've got 4 workers now. And I feel like I need to get some more grapes on the vine here, which I'm of course already blocked there, and that's distressing. But I think I'm going to need to do that. I do need to draw more. Well, or do I just go ahead and plant this? I couldn't put it here because that would be, if you see, this has a maximum of vine value of 6. I've got 3 on there. I couldn't put this 4 because that would get it to 7. If I'd played this here, I could have got it to 7 because 4 and 3 is 7. I could, however, put it on a different vineyard, and I might do that. Okay. Let's do this instead. I'm going to go here, play my sharecropper, which is to plant 1 vine card even without the required structures. Okay, so I'm going to plant this in my 3rd spot here. All right, and so now when I harvest, I can harvest this field or this field. All right, do I want to do anything else here? I kind of feel like I need to save some workers. I'd love to be able to age that. I don't have anything that's going to allow me to age it right now. I could go to my harvest spot here and I could harvest this, so I've got a couple of grapes. Let's do that. I'll go here and I'll harvest this field. Now this, you can only harvest once a year, so I'm harvesting this field. I'm going to get a marker and put it on my 4 spot. So now I've got a level 4 white grape and a level 5 white grape. All right. So I think I'm going to pass and go to the winter. So now I'm going to draw a visitor card. Do I want a winter? Let's go ahead and take a winter card. Okay, this one doesn't work because it's the player on your right. And here we go. This is a harvest expert. Harvest 1 field and either draw 1 vine card or pay 1 to build a yoke. Okay, so that's good. I've already got the yoke, but this is going to allow me to harvest 1 field and draw a vine card. That's terrific. And I may actually, I can't because, I could harvest this field. I've already harvested this one, but I could harvest this one. I'd have a lot of grapes going on there. And that would allow me to draw another one. So I think that's probably what I'm going to do. Okay. Let's see here. Did okay, so I just drew a card for the fall. All right, now we're going to winter worker placement. And here we're only going to be blocking the pay 4 lira to train a worker because this is a Tuscany spot. So let's go ahead and block that. That's okay because I wasn't going to be going there. I've got 0 lira. All right, so let's maybe go ahead and play here. All right, it's going to allow me to play my Harvest Expert card. I will harvest a field and then draw a vine card. So I'll harvest this field. I haven't harvested it yet. I will put a token on the level 3. All right, and then I get to draw another vine card. Finally, we get a red. Okay, this is a level 2 red. It's a Syrah, but I need to have a trellis to plant that, which I do not have, unfortunately. May have to build that at some point. Now, I cannot... Do I want to make some wine? I think I'll do that. I'll make up to 2 wine tokens. I'll go here. And I could make up to 3, actually, by using a bonus here if I wanted to. So, to do that, you basically are going to be taking grapes from your crush pad and moving them to your cellar. So, now I can take this level 5 white grape and make it a level 5 white wine. So I'm going to do that. And I can take this level 4 and I'll do the same. And if I wanted to do a bonus action there, I could do a third. I can take this level 3 and do that. I think I want to save my bonus actions for now. For some reason I think that I'm better off doing that. Okay, year end, so now we age the wines. So now I've got a level 6 white wine, which I can fulfill that order. I've got a level 5 white wine, and I now have a level 4 white grape. I think it's going to be in my best interest to get this red vine out, to get the red vine out there as soon as possible. Retrieve workers, because at this point I still have 0 lira. All right, and then I get this worker back as well. All right, and then the Ultima workers go back. Okay, no residual payments, don't need to discard down. All right, so now where am I going to go next? Do I take the extra worker this round? Do I just not get any bonus this round? I think what I'm going to do is go here. I can draw either a summer or winter visitor. Let's go ahead and draw a summer visitor in case it's something that I can use right now. This says plant 1 vine. Then if you have planted a total of at least 6 vines, gain 2 victory points. All right, well, probably don't have that very likely, but we'll see. Okay, so now we go to the summer worker placement. The Ultima is going to be blocking play the summer visitor card. They're going to be blocking sell at least 1 grape. There we go. Or buy, sell 1 field. All right. Okay. So here we go. Let's see here. I've got a lot of bonus actions. I think I need to get some money, first of all, and I need to be able to build the trellis so that I can get this Syrah grape planted. All right. So what I'll do is I'll give a tour to gain 2 lira. How much does a trellis cost me? It costs me 2. Do I want to use my bonus to get me an extra? I'm going to have to use my grande worker here to build a structure. So I really hope that I don't need, if they block filling an order, that would stink, but wouldn't be the end of the world. I think I really need to get this grape out there. So yeah, I'm going to do that. So I'll use my grande worker. Oh wait, no, first I'll do here. I'll go here. I'll gain 2 lira. Do I want the bonus to gain an extra lira? I think I'll hold off. That may be a mistake, but I'm going to hold off. Now I'm going to put my grande worker here to build a structure. All right. I'll build the terrace, or trellis. I'm sorry, I think I keep saying terrace, but it's trellis, and that costs me those 2 lira. And then I want to plant. See, I'm using up almost all my workers here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and plant that. Where do I want to put it? Let's put it... Put it here. I don't know if that's smart, because if I put it here, then I can do both. Yeah, let's do that. Then when I harvest, I'd be harvesting both. All right, so I'll do that. And now I'm going to save this worker and hope that I can that they don't block to fill this order, because that would be kind of a bummer. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I would have liked to have used this grower, but I needed to build the structure first. Yeah, okay. All right, so I've passed, and now we're going to go to fall. I'm going to draw a card. I'll go ahead and draw a winter card. This is the exporter. Choose one. Make up to 2 wines. Fill 1 order. Oh, that's great. Or discard 1 grape to gain 2 victory points. So this gives me a backup plan. Now I can either play a winter visitor card or fill. Now it's possible, and I've seen things like this happen, that these 2 are going to get blocked. We'll find out right now, as a matter of fact. What did we get? Well, we got 1 blocked, but I think that's it. Red and blue are winter. So we blocked the draw a order card, and we blocked the play a winter visitor. So one of those spots got blocked, but I am able to still use my final worker to fill an order. Okay, this requires a 6 white wine. So I turn in that grape, or excuse me, that wine, that 6 white wine. I get 3 victory points. I'm off the 0. I get 1 residual payment now, and then this gets fulfilled. All right. Now I could take a bonus action to get an extra victory point. I think I'm going to, because I think my victory points, I'll be happy to get 10, I think, by the end of this game. I'm more than halfway through, and things are not looking good. Okay, so that is all of my workers. I age the grape and wine token, so this gets aged to a 6. That's going to get aged to a 5. I'm going to retrieve my workers. All right. The Ultima will get their mini workers back. All right. And now we go to, oh, I do collect residual payments. So now I get 1 lira at this point, which is nice. Okay. And I don't need to discard down to 7. Here we go. We're going to the spring, choosing our wake up positions here. I've got no bonus, 1 victory point, and a extra worker. I think I'll go ahead and I'm going to take a risk here and go with the no bonus for this round. Okay. So now we go to the summer worker placement. The Ultima is going to just block give a tour. Okay, so that's not too bad. Where do I want to go here? I've got some options. Now, I believe I want to harvest, and I can do that by playing to my board. So I'm going to do that. First thing I'm going to do is harvest this field. That's going to get me a level 2 red grape and a level 3 white grape. All right. Let's see here. I don't have a card to plant. Maybe I need to draw another vine card, but I think at this point it might not be my best. Let's see here. I could sell one of these grapes. If I sold this, I'd get 1 lira. This would get 2. This would get 1. They tell you here 1, 2, and 3 lira are the sale prices for the grapes. I'd really like to be able to fulfill this order too. So let's see here. I need a sparkling wine. Yeah, this card is not going to happen. This is not a blush. I'd said this is a blush. This is a sparkling wine, which is really difficult to do. I'm going to definitely need to draw another order card here in a moment. Okay, so kind of wondering, do I need to wait to make wine tokens and fill orders? I could get some money. Boy. Okay, I'm just going to pass. I don't know that I'm doing very well here, but I know I'm actually not. Okay, draw a visitor card. This is the Craftsman. Choose 2. Draw 1 Vine order card. That's good. Upgrade your seller at the regular cost. Okay. Or gain 1 victory point. Well, that's a pretty good. That's pretty good. I like that card. All right. So now we go to the winter, and we're going to be doing a bunch of stuff here. Well, they're going to be covering up the harvesting, which is okay because I've already harvested, and to make up to 2 wine tokens. Well, I may end up having to use my Grande worker there, but we'll see. What I want to do, I think, now, is I'm going to go ahead and play this Craftsman card. I'm going to draw 1 order card and gain a victory point. Okay, so I'll draw this Vine order card. Hope it's something I can get. This is a level 5 wine. That's great. I'll be able to fulfill that right now, actually. I gain a victory point. That puts me at 5. Okay, now what I think I'm going to do is go ahead and fill this order, which is the one I just got, a level 5 white. All right, it's going to get me, so let me go ahead and, now I'm actually turning in a 6 here. Okay, turning in a 6 there. That's okay, you can spend more than you need. I get 2 victory points and an extra on the residual track there, and this gets discarded. I think I'm going to go ahead and use one of my bonus tokens to get an extra victory point there to get me up to 7. All right, so it's not quite so embarrassing at this point. Now I've got my Grande worker here, which I think I'm going to go to play here to make up to 2 wine tokens, and I'm going to go ahead and use this level 2 red grape to make a level 2 red wine, and this level 5 will become a level 5 wine. If I wanted to use my bonus here, I could go ahead and make this level 3 white as well. Yeah, why not? Let's do it. All right, so now I've got a level 3 wine, level 3 white, level 2 red, level 5 white. Okay. So that's that. Year end. We're going to age grapes. So this is going to become a 6. This is going to become a 4. That's going to become a 3. Retrieve workers. Now I'm just going to get their workers back. Collect residual payments. Now I'm getting 2 lira. Now I've got 3. Discard doesn't need to happen. All right, and so here we go. We are back to spring. Our 2 more rounds to go. All right, so let's see here. Do I want the victory point? Do I want the extra worker? I always seem to want that extra worker for the last year, just in case I need to do an extra action. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just get the victory point. That'll put me up to 9. All right. All right. I need to get more orders here. Need to get more orders. Although, yeah, I need to get more orders. Okay. So I've chosen my wake up position. Now we're going to go to the summer worker placement. And they're blocking a whole bunch of stuff here. We draw, the vine card gets blocked, building a structure gets blocked, and planting a field gets blocked. All right. That was a lot of things blocked off from me there. Okay, what do I want to do? Well, I don't have any vines to draw. I think I'm going to need to harvest. I think I'll need to harvest so that I can get some more grapes out there. I'm really hoping that I can somehow turn these into orders. I'm going to save one of these bonuses to draw an extra order card if I can. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my yoke. I'm going to harvest this field. It's going to give me a 2 red and a 3 white. All right. And I think I'm going to pass. Okay, so I'm going to pass. I will draw another winter visitor card. This one says make up to 3 wines. gain 1 victory point for each type of wine you make. I'm going to probably check the rule book to make sure I understand if I'm getting that right, if there is a clarification there. Maybe it's as simple as it sounds. There is no clarification on that one. All right. Make up to 3 wines. Gain 1 for each type of wine. So I'm assuming that means... Yeah, well for these, okay. All right, I think I got it. All right, so I drew my card. Now we go to winter placement. And we're only going to be blocking the fill an order card. Now, unfortunately, that's one that I'm probably going to want to do, but we'll see if we can get around that somehow. All right. Okay. So, I think what I'll do is I'm going to play this bottler. I'm going to go there. This is going to be, I'm going to make these 2 wines. And that's going to give me 2 victory points. So I'm going to make a 2 red and a 3 white. I've got a lot of wines there. And I get 2 victory points for that. That puts me at 11. All right, now I need to draw some cards. And hope that I can get some good orders. This is a level 8 blush. That's not a good card for me. I go ahead and I use my bonus to draw another one. Wow, more blush. A level 3 red and a level 7 blush. So literally not one of the order cards do I have that I can fulfill because I need a large cellar for all of those. That's pretty rough. That is pretty rough. So I cannot fill any orders at this point. Wow, that hurts. That was pretty much wasted. Well, that's just a bummer. Not much I can do about that. All right, well, where am I going to go here? Do I get money? I can't train a worker. I don't have enough. Well, I could. If I went here, I could use my bonus to get that lira, then use that extra lira to pay it to train another worker. Yeah, let's do that. Let's have a bunch of workers. So I'll use my bonus. I gain a lira. Then I spend those 4 lira, and you can do this in that order. It says that you can do the bonuses in any order. To train a worker, put him down there. All right. So now that is year end here. So age grapes. My 6 cannot age to the 7 because I don't have the large cellar. So this is going to go to 5. That's going to go to 4. That's going to go to 4, and that's going to go to 3. So I've got all kinds of wine and nobody that wants them. I retrieved my workers, and now I've got my extra worker here, and I'm going to get yet an extra one for the wake up action. All right, the Ultima gets their workers back. All right, I'll collect residual payments of 2 lira, and that is that. So now the last round, I go ahead and I take this bonus and I take this worker, and now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 workers in this last round, which still probably isn't going to get me to 21 points. But hey, we'll see. Let's see. Okay, so the summer, we're going to be blocking, draw a vine card, and play a summer visitor. All right. Okay, which is okay. I didn't really want either of those. There's not many of these I actually want. To me, it's really all about getting orders and filling them. But really, the most I can do is filling 1 order. I could actually fill 2 if I use my exporter. So let's see here. Does it make sense to build anything? I'm not sure that it does. I'm not sure there's anything I can afford to build for that matter. I could sell this to then build my large cellar. Do I really want to do that? I mean, because really, honestly, during the last round, that makes that makes no sense. All right, well, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's really, I mean, I've got all these workers and not a whole heck of a lot that I can do. I can gain some money. I can harvest and then sell if I wanted to. Boy, not a whole lot. Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and harvest this. I'll get a 3 and a 2. All right, so I've harvested that field. And then if I wanted to, I could turn those into wine tokens potentially. I could sell those grapes, but I think I'm just going to pass. Go ahead and draw a winter visitor card. Merchant, pay 3 lira to place a level 1 red and white on my crush pad, or fill 1 order and gain 1 extra. Well, all right, well, let's see. Let's see. Okay, so I drew a visitor card. Now we're going to block the, oh, well, that's nice. I only have to cover the pay 4 to train, and I'm definitely not going to be using that. So let's see what I can do here. Let's see. Draw a card. A 7 and a 6 red does nothing. I will use my bonus to draw another one. And I got a 4 and a 4 blush. All right. Don't think that's going to happen either, because to make a blush, well, yeah, I could do that. I think I could do that. All right. Maybe I can make that. Maybe I can at least get 4 more points and see how I can make this work. Okay. So I need to get a blush. So let's make up to 2 wine tokens. I go here, I take this 3 and this 2, and I put those together to make a 5 blush. Okay, so now I've got a 5 blush. And now I'm going to go here, go to the merchant, play this. Oh, wait a minute, can I do that? I need to pay 3 to do it first. So first thing I'll do is go here to gain that lira that I'm going to need. Then I go here to pay the 3 lira, to fill 1 order and gain an extra point for it. So here I'm going to get rid of my, I'm going to fulfill my red 4 and my blush 5. Going to get me 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, and an extra residual. Oops. And I've got 1 worker left, but not a whole heck of a lot I can do to get any points that I'm aware of. See, is there any way I can't fulfill any of these wines? I've got all kinds of wines here, but nobody wants them. And I don't see any way I can squeeze any more points here. So, what the hey, let's harvest, just because. 2 and 3. Okay, so year end, age the grapes, they can't age, this can age, that can age. Retrieve the workers is really, I mean, this is all just because. But the game basically ends. I don't even know. Maybe I get my residual payments, maybe not. I don't think it matters. I'll take it just for satisfaction's sake. And here we have the end game. Unfortunately, at the end of the 7th year, I did not get to 21. I got to 15. So I just had some pretty rough luck with those order cards. That really hurt. And made it made it difficult. Now, I probably should have mitigated that. I probably should have built a large cellar so that I had a little more flexibility, but I was not flexible enough. I was really just kind of hoping at that point. I was hoping to get order cards that fulfilled what I had rather than trying to make what I had fit those order cards. All right, so hopefully you got a pretty good idea how the game is played. A very simple Automa system makes it so it's very little upkeep, and it really plays smoothly. Plays pretty quickly too when you're not stopping to explain everything. You can knock a game out of this in 40 minutes, 45 minutes easy. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I appreciate your time. Thank you very much, and have a great day.